I'm really excited to be here today because this is a technology that is extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary, that's years ahead of its time. And it involves nanocrystals, phototherapy, which is known as light therapy. I'm going to be sharing more in just a little bit. So as a medical doctor, my specialty is in internal medicine, and my love and passion has always been in integrative medicine and what is now being called functional medicine. And functional medicine is where we get to the root cause of what a person's underlying condition is, combining nutrition, lifestyle, addressing emotions and stress, which is critical. And then we also have always been researching leading edge health and wellness technologies, because my goal is to help people, to prevent them from getting on medication, if they're on medication, to help reduce the dosage of it, and then get them off of it as well if it's possible. But everything has its place. So when Paula was talking to us and shared with us a couple of months ago about Lifewave technology and the X39 stem cell patch, we were thrilled, because David Schmidt, the inventor of these patches and this technology, he's a genius. And he has over 100 patents globally in regenerative medicine. And regenerative medicine is enhancing the ability of the stem cells to work more efficiently and to enhance the process of reversing aging and repairing the human body. And he's done it in such a magnificent way with the patch. And it's actually a leading edge technology in the form of a patch. So it's non-invasive, it's safe, and it's easily accessible to everyone. So what I'm going to be sharing with you today is what are stem cells? Because this brilliant X39 patch actually helps to generate stem cells, but not just stem cells, but youthful stem cells. So you build healthy young organs and a healthy young body, like back when you were in your 20s. So I'm going to talk about what are stem cells, why are they so important, go again into a little bit of the science behind these patches and how they work, and then most importantly, share with you how you can all benefit from these patches as well as your loved ones. Does it sound good? Okay, so my first question to all of you is, who wants to look and feel years younger? Absolutely, we all do. And the beauty is we now have a way to do that. So, what are stem cells? Stem cells are universal cells. And by that, I mean they can turn into any organ in your body, any tissue. And we have trillions of cells in our body. So, for example, it can turn into your heart. And what they actually did a study, and they found recently that if you wear this particular stem cell patch, the X39, every day for 6 weeks, it actually turns back your vascular system, which is your blood vessels, your heart and your arteries, back in time by 2 years. Because what can happen as we get older is that the arteries can become full of calcium, cholesterol, and develop plaques. And from there we can develop heart disease, strokes, and other degenerative conditions. But what they found is just by wearing this patch for 6 weeks, such as 1.5 months, it can turn back the health of the arteries so they're more flexible, and to enhance the flow of blood in such a short period of time and reverse it by 2 years. And this is just one of the studies that was done to show the benefits of this patch. So the other thing that can be done is it helps to generate healthy lining of your intestines, your gut. And just so that you know, our body's constantly in a phase of building up and breaking down, building up and breaking down. Just like there's night and there's day, in the same way we breathe in and breathe out, we're always in a phase of regeneration and then breaking down and renewing and breaking down. The issue with aging is what happens is we're not regenerating at the same speed as we're breaking down our body. And then that's when we get actually aging. But what if we can keep it in alignment? Then that's what the stem cell patch can actually help you do. Has anybody here heard of leaky gut syndrome? Okay. What happens is, because of the toxins we're exposed to, genetically modified foods, the sprays like glyphosate and Roundup, and stress, and nutritional deficiencies, and all of these toxins can combine to create what's known as leaky gut, which is an inflammation in our intestines. And when we have that inflammation, then food that hasn't been completely digested and bugs, whether it's viruses, bacteria, candida, parasites, they can be absorbed into our bloodstream and then create tremendous inflammation. But with this patch, it actually helps you to decrease inflammation and regenerate the lining of your gut. And every ancient culture, whether it was India, China, Hippocrates, they all said the first step for healing is healing of our gut, our digestive system. So that's very important. And regenerate red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout our body. And skin cells, which I'll talk about in a little bit, to help us look and feel years younger. And then brain health, to regenerate our brain. You're going to hear a lot about stem cells in the media. And the reason is because that is the new wave of medicine. Because ultimately, even with brain health, what they're finding, and they're trying to see how to use stem cells to help reduce the incidence and actually reverse Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other brain degenerative diseases. But imagine with the patch if we're able to do that easily and effectively. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. Now, what are the options currently for actually regeneration with stem cells? Currently, it's invasive, it's expensive, and there is a recuperating process as well. And it may not necessarily work all of the time. So with all of these problems, what's brilliant of David Schmidt, what he's done is create a patch that's non-invasive, safe, what anyone can use, and is also cost-effective. So that's great for anyone. And the brilliant thing is he's also, this isn't just a fly-by-night invention. He has done 20 years of clinical research and development in developing these patches. And he said that creating the X39 was one of his greatest discoveries, which you're going to see why in just a minute. There's so many numerous benefits, because the bottom line is, how can you and your loved ones benefit? There's pain relief. It speeds up wound healing. You'll have more energy. You sleep better. Turn back the clock. Enhances the health of your skin and ultimately your entire body. And more clinical research is coming out as well. But I'm going to touch on a few points of our own personal experiences and of that of our patients, so you can see how you can benefit. So more energy. What I have personally noticed when I first started wearing the patch, the very same day I actually used the patch, my energy levels soared. And I don't drink coffee, but you know when you drink a lot of coffee, you may feel jittery and actually wired. With the X39, you feel a very balanced and even pace of energy. And not only that, my mental clarity. Has anyone experienced brain fog? Where you kind of forget, why did I go here? Why am I doing this? You walk into a room not sure why. And it affects every aspect of your life. And one of the reasons for that is there could be inflammation in your gut, and that then leads to inflammation in your brain. So what happens with the X39 is it's rejuvenating every organ in your body. You're going to find that you'll have more mental clarity, mental focus, concentration. I literally felt like I had my game back on again when I started wearing these patches. It felt fantastic. So that's another benefit. And I can give an example with my mother. When we first started using the patch, her energy levels soared immediately. So she was up at 5:30 in the morning. She was working all day, didn't sleep until midnight. I had to tell her, you need to rest, you need to go back to sleep, and working all day in the office. And that's what my patients have noticed as well, is that their energy levels have soared, but again, it's balanced energy and more mental clarity. So you get much more done. You'll find that you're much more productive in such a short amount of time. And the beauty with this as well is the reason you're feeling a steady state of energy is because it's activating the energy battery packs in your cells known as mitochondria. And ultimately what they're finding that out is with aging, what happens is your mitochondria aren't able to as efficiently generate energy. And when that happens, that can speed up the aging process as well. So you're getting genuine energy, because ultimately the purpose of our cells is to get nutrients in, generate energy, and get waste out. The more efficiently your cells can do this, and cells make up tissues, and tissues make up organs, and organs make up all of the systems in your body, you're going to be happier and healthier. So it's genuine energy. And then better sleep, because the X39 patch enhances certain neurotransmitters or brain chemicals that reduce anxiety and enhance the quality of deep, restful sleep. Because has anyone had the experience that either had trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? You wake up several times during the night and then you wake up exhausted. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Well, I've been through that. So when I started wearing these patches, I noticed that my quality of sleep was greatly, greatly enhanced. Slept through the night and then woke up the next day feeling rejuvenated and energized. So that was very powerful. In fact, one of my patients who's had chronic insomnia and tried many, many different remedies, you know, there's melatonin, magnesium, there's so many different remedies, but nothing really worked. But when she used the X39 patch, she slept so deeply and so well throughout the night and felt refreshed the next day. She said, she goes, I don't even remember the last time I felt like this. So you can experience that as well. And then dramatic pain relief. That's another benefit. Because what happens is, and I'm going to give my mother as an example again, because when we first started using it, and other patients as well. My mother used to have chronic neck pain. And despite trying different treatments and modalities and different remedies and topical remedies, nothing was really helping. But when we used the X39 patch on her neck that same day, now on a scale of 0 to 10, if 10 is severe pain and 0 is no pain, she said her pain was at a 10. Now her pain tolerance is extremely high, so a 10 for her would be a 15 to 20 for somebody else. But when she wore this pain, the X39 patch, her pain went down to a 3 or a 4 the very next day. And by the following day, the pain was gone. And not only that, but her posture improved, her balance improved, her stability improved, and she was walking with a faster speed because she felt very confident and she felt very stable with walking. That's priceless, because this is interesting. I've been researching prior to learning about the X39 about different ways I could generate stem cells to help rebuild the tissue, and not just in her neck, but body. But again, as I was mentioning before, the options by doing it invasively, I wasn't concerned with the price, but I was concerned that it was invasive and it may be painful, and you know, it's a very delicate area. But here, look, just imagine, all I had to do was put a patch on her neck and she experienced immediate benefits. And so that's another benefit with the X39. And just to mention about pain relief, I'm going to briefly talk about another patch with the Lifewave company called the Icewave patch. I had a patient come in with frozen shoulders. She was a new patient, and she's right-handed, so her family member had to drive her in because she couldn't drive. She had limited movement of her arm. In fact, when she came in, she couldn't even move her arm. So I said, let me use the Icewave patch on you and the X39. Within 1 to 2 minutes, she was able to have movement of her arm. She could not believe it. And then by the end of our consultation, she was, oh my gosh, look at this. She was able to move it in all directions. And so these are just some of the benefits that you can experience. And as we mentioned before, looking and feeling years younger. What happens is, as we get older, what happens is that the collagen production actually decreases. And not only that, the quality of the collagen that we produce is not the same as when we are in our 20s. And the collagen we currently have can break down easier. And that's what leads to the wrinkles. But with the X39 patch, after wearing it anywhere between 4 to 12 weeks, people have noticed that they're having less wrinkles, their skin is firmer, and they're looking and feeling years younger. And so that's another benefit. But collagen is not only just beneficial for the skin, but collagen forms the matrix for our entire body, our bones, our joints, our organs. So it's what you're seeing on the outside is happening on the inside as well. And then sports performance. So sometimes as we get older, we may not feel like exercising as much because you feel some of the aches and pains and greater amounts of inflammation afterwards. But what they're noticing now is people who are in their 50s and wearing the X39 patch, they feel like they did after they exercise like they did when they were in their 20s. And that's tremendous because when you're feeling better after you exercise, then you feel like doing more and more, and that's a beautiful spiral. So that's the other benefit. And hair growth. This was another benefit that I was really intrigued with. And the reason that enhances again is because it's literally turning back the clock. And this is also very interesting, is that a lot of people are talking about stem cells, and I said you're going to hear about it everywhere. But it's not just generating stem cells, because our body is always generating stem cells. But after a certain age, so what they're finding is after the age of 60, the quality of the stem cells actually decreases by almost 60%. And again, stem cells are used to build the organs and also help repair our bodies. So we want the youthful stem cells like we had when we were in our 20s. And the reason we're able to get that with the X39 patch is because it activates a specific peptide. Now, peptide is a chain of amino acids. But what are amino acids? Amino acids are elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. And when they're all combined, you can think of it like a train. You have your engine, you have your different cargo, and then you have the caboose. And when they're all connected, that forms a peptide. And these peptides then help to ensure DNA repair, regeneration and rejuvenation in our body, and pretty much every function in our body, including hormone production. So if we're able to have, with this X39 patch, to generate youthful stem cells, that's the key. That means you're going to have young organs, young body, like that years and decades from before. So imagine that. That's actually possible with the X39 patch. And so with going back to hair growth, so when you're getting these youthful stem cells, you're going to get thicker hair. And not only that, someone that we know who is using the X39, she said, and they're in their 70s, she said her husband's hair is growing in thick and back to its original color as well. Isn't that's remarkable? So again, if you're seeing that on the outside, imagining what's happening on the inside of your body. And then scar reduction. Because it helps, the stem cells help with remodeling, it can help to clear some of the scar tissue, which is really important, because when scar tissue develops, that can actually block circulation going to important areas of our body. And then wound healing. Actually, when we first got the X39, I cut myself really bad when I was working in the storage room. And I said, let me try this. So I put the X39 on, and the very next day, the wound actually decreased by 50%, and the following day after that, it was gone. So again, imagine, because stem cells help to repair your body. So if that's happening on the outside, what's happening on the inside? I can't even tell you how powerful this is. And then youth renewal. Again, because you're creating youthful stem cells, that creates youthful organs and a youthful body. That's the power of the X39. So, I'm going to share with you a few more testimonials and put some on the screen here. But my patients, again, have noticed that they're sleeping better, having more energy, less brain fog, and greater mental focus and clarity. And actually, a few of my patients already noticed that they're having less wrinkles, more hair growth, and one of my patients said it actually is starting to grow into its original color. I mean, it's amazing, and this is just as we're just getting started using this incredible product. So, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this because of what we've experienced personally, what our patients have experienced, and our patients are family members to us. And very important, we want you all to benefit from this amazing technology called the X39 and the Lifewave patches. Thank you very much.